Right now, in this very moment, your life is about to change. Your entire existence, everything you have become, everything you are, and everything you will ever be comes down to one thing: the conversation you are having with yourself. That voice inside your head, the one telling you what you can and cannot do, what is possible and impossible, is the key to your transformation. Let me share something extraordinary about your brain. Every thought you think creates a biochemical reaction in your body. Every word you say to yourself fires and wires specific neural networks in your brain. When you wake up each morning and tell yourself, "I'm not good enough," or "I can't do this," you are not just having a thought. You are programming your neural circuitry to create that exact reality. Here's what is fascinating. Your brain cannot distinguish between what is happening in your environment and what you are thinking about. This is why, when you change your thoughts, you literally change your brain structure. This is not just philosophy. This is pure neuroscience. Your thoughts are that powerful. Now, I am going to give you a challenge that will revolutionize your life in just 3 days. That is all it takes to start rewiring your brain for success. But let me be clear, these will not be ordinary days. These will be days of deliberate, conscious self-talk that will shake the very foundation of your reality. Most people live their lives on autopilot, allowing their past to dictate their future. They wake up with the same thoughts, triggering the same emotions, driving the same behaviors, and creating the same experiences day after day. But you are about to break that cycle. When you change how you speak to yourself, you change your brain. When you change your brain, you change your energy. When you change your energy, you change your life. It is that simple and that profound. Every great achievement in human history began with someone telling themselves yes when the world was saying no. Every breakthrough, every innovation, every triumph began with an inner dialogue that defied the current reality. The stakes could not be higher right now. You are either reinforcing your limitations or breaking through them. You are either programming your brain for success or for more of the same. There is no middle ground. Your self-talk is either elevating you or holding you back. Over the next 3 days, you will learn how to become the architect of your destiny through the precise and purposeful use of your inner dialogue. You will understand how to speak to yourself in a way that changes the circuitry of your brain. Remember the words of Jesus in Mark 11:23. Truly I tell you, if anyone says to this mountain, "Go, throw yourself into the sea," and does not doubt in their heart, but believes that what they say will happen, it will be done for them. Your faith in your words has the power to shape your reality. Speak life over yourself. Speak faith, hope, and transformation. The change begins with you. Your brain alters your body's chemistry and transforms your personal reality. This isn't about positive thinking. It's about neural reconstruction. This isn't temporary motivation. This is permanent transformation. It is about stepping beyond the limitations of your past and into a field of infinite possibilities. Every morning, within the first few minutes of waking up, your mind starts its familiar pattern. You're thinking the same thoughts you had yesterday, the day before, and the day before that. These aren't random thoughts. They're an automatic program shaping your entire reality. Your brain processes about 60,000 to 70,000 thoughts every single day. But here's the shocking part: 90% of those thoughts are the same as the ones you had yesterday. You are literally thinking yourself into the same life day after day through this automatic mental programming. Your negative self-talk isn't just words in your head. When you tell yourself, I'm not ready, I can't afford it, or I'm not smart enough, your body believes every word. Your brain releases stress chemicals, your genes express themselves differently, your immune system changes, and your energy drops, all because of the words you're saying to yourself, probably without even realizing it. Think about this. Every time you have a thought, you make a chemical. If you have a fearful thought, your brain releases stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. If you have an angry thought, different chemicals flood your system. Your thoughts are literally creating your biological state. And here's the critical part. Your body doesn't know the difference between an actual experience and one you're merely thinking about. You have been unconsciously conditioning your body to become addicted to these negative emotional states. That's why change feels so hard. Your body is fighting to maintain these familiar chemical states, even though they are making you miserable. It's like being addicted to your own personal pharmacy of emotions. But the Bible teaches us that renewal begins with the mind. Romans 12:2 says, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." This means that if we want to break free from the cycle of negative thinking, we must intentionally choose new thoughts that align with faith, hope, and love. Instead of saying, I am not good enough, remind yourself, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Psalm 139:14. Instead of saying, I will always fail, declare, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Philippians 4:13. Your limiting beliefs aren't facts. They're just thoughts you've repeated so many times that they have become hardwired into your neural circuitry. I'm not good with money. Relationships always end badly for me. I'll never lose weight. These aren't truths. They're neural networks strengthened through repetition. Every time you repeat these thoughts, you're reinforcing these neural pathways. It's like walking the same path through a field of grass. The more you walk it, the more defined the path becomes. Your brain is literally shaped by your habitual thinking. However, Proverbs 23:7 reminds us, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. This means that if you change your thinking, you can change your life. Just as Jesus encouraged faith over fear, we too must choose thoughts that empower rather than limit us. By intentionally shifting our mental patterns, we step into the abundant life that God has promised us. Over and over again, people think the same thoughts, feel the same emotions, and attract the same experiences. But here's the incredible thing about the human brain. It's adaptable. Scientists call this neuroplasticity. Your brain is constantly rewiring itself based on your thoughts and experiences. This means you are not permanently stuck with your current neural pathways. You can create new ones. You can literally think yourself into a new state of being. The problem is that most people wait for something in their outer world to change before they adjust their inner dialogue. They want to feel confident before they start speaking to themselves confidently. They want to see success before they begin thinking like a successful person. But that is completely backward. Your external reality is merely a reflection of your internal dialogue. Your repetitive thoughts are shaping your future at this very moment. Your self-talk is either programming you for success or conditioning you for more of the same. There is no neutral ground. Every thought is either moving you toward what you want or keeping you stuck where you are. This is why becoming aware of your current mental state is crucial. You cannot change what you are not aware of. Awareness is the first step to breaking free from the automated patterns that have been running your life on autopilot. Once you truly understand this and apply it, there is no turning back to your old self. The next 3 days will create ripples in your consciousness that will expand into waves of transformation in every area of your life. When you begin directing your self-talk with purpose and intention, the shift begins. There is a principle in neuroscience that states, neurons that fire together wire together. This means every time you think a thought, you are either strengthening existing neural connections or forming new ones. When you start speaking to yourself in a new way, something remarkable happens. Your brain literally reorganizes itself. It is like upgrading the operating system of a computer, except this computer is your mind. Every positive thought and every empowering statement you make to yourself is not just words. They are electrical signals firing in your brain, creating new neural pathways. Let's apply a biblical perspective to this. Romans 12:2 states, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." God has given us the ability to change our thoughts, and by doing so, we transform our lives. When you wake up in the morning, instead of saying, "I'm tired" or "I don't want to get up," say with conviction, "This is the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it." Psalm 118:24. You are not just using different words. You are activating different neural pathways and aligning your mind with God's truth. Moreover, Proverbs 23:7 tells us, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." This means your thoughts are powerful. They shape your identity and destiny. By speaking life and truth into your circumstances, you align with God's plan and open the door to his blessings. Your brain does not distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. When you declare God's promises over your life, your mind and spirit respond, creating a new reality built on faith, confidence, and transformation. Experiencing something and vividly thinking about it with emotional intensity. This is why Olympic athletes can enhance their performance simply by visualizing their routines. They are literally programming their neural networks through focused mental rehearsal. The same principle applies to your self-talk. When you combine clear, intentional self-talk with elevated emotion, you are not just thinking different thoughts, you are teaching your body a new way of being. You are creating what scientists call a new neural signature. This is how people make quantum leaps in their lives. They are not just changing their thoughts, they are changing their entire state of being. Think of it this way: every time you have a thought, it is like dropping a pebble into the quantum field of infinite possibilities. The ripples from that thought extend out into the field, attracting similar frequencies back to you. This is not mystical thinking. It is quantum physics. Your thoughts are energy, and energy affects matter. When you begin to practice focused self-talk with emotional intensity, you are no longer just thinking, you are broadcasting a specific electromagnetic signature into the field. You are becoming a quantum creator. Your thoughts and words, charged with emotion, become the blueprints for your future reality. This is where emotional coherence becomes crucial. It is not enough to simply say positive words to yourself. You need to feel the emotions associated with those words. When your thoughts and emotions are aligned, when what you are saying to yourself matches what you are feeling, you create a powerful state of coherence. When you are in a state of coherence, your heart and brain work in perfect synchrony. This is not metaphorical, it is measurable. Scientists can actually detect this harmony between heart and brain waves. When you are in this state, you become a powerful broadcaster of new possibilities. The Bible teaches us the power of belief and words. Proverbs 18:21 states, "The tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit." This means that the words we speak to ourselves shape our reality. When Jesus spoke of faith as small as a mustard seed, being able to move mountains, Matthew 17:20, he was teaching us that belief, combined with conviction, can create radical change in our lives. Let me explain what this means for your daily life. When you wake up tomorrow and say to yourself, "I am worthy of greatness," or "I am capable of extraordinary things," and you feel the truth of those words in every cell of your body, you are not just engaging in positive thinking, you are literally rewiring your neural circuitry and changing your energy field. This is why focused self-talk is so powerful. It is not just about replacing negative thoughts with positive ones. It is about creating a new energetic signature that becomes your new normal. It is about training your brain to fire in new patterns that support your desired reality. Think of it like tuning a radio to a new frequency. Right now, your brain is tuned to certain stations based on your habitual thinking, but through focused self-talk, you can tune into new frequencies. Romans 12:2 encourages us to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. This renewal happens when we consciously direct our thoughts and emotions toward the life we desire, allowing God's wisdom to guide our transformation. Frequencies of abundance, health, success, and joy become stronger the more you practice them. The key is consistency and emotional intensity. You cannot do this halfway. You must speak to yourself with such clarity and conviction that your body has no choice but to respond. This is how you create lasting change at the cellular level. Remember, every word you speak to yourself is either reinforcing your current reality or creating a new one. There is no middle ground. You are either using your self-talk to elevate your life or to maintain your current circumstances. Here is exactly what you will do for the next 3 days. This is your protocol for transformation, and you must follow it precisely. These 3 days will be different from any you have lived before because you will be conscious of every word you speak to yourself. The moment you open your eyes, and I mean the very moment before you check your phone, before you think about your problems, before you do anything else, place your hand on your heart. This physical gesture signals to your body that it is time for something new. In this state, between sleep and wakefulness, your brain is most receptive to new programming. For the first 20 minutes of your day, you will speak to yourself with intentional, powerful words, not just in your head, but in a whisper or soft voice. Say things like, "Today is the day I break free from my past. Today, my new life begins. Every cell in my body is awakening to a new possibility." Feel these words. Let them sink into every cell of your body. During these morning sessions, you must maintain absolute focus. If your mind wanders to your problems or your to-do list, gently bring it back. This is not meditation. It is active brain programming. You are laying down new neural pathways. You are creating new patterns in your neural circuitry. In the afternoon, between 2 p.m. and 4 OPM, your brain goes through another receptive period. This is your second window of opportunity. Find a quiet place, your car, an empty office, even a bathroom stall if necessary. Take 5 minutes to reconnect with your morning declarations. Here's the crucial part. During these afternoon sessions, you will add physical movement. As you speak to yourself, walk with purpose. Move your arms with intention. Your body needs to feel these words. Remember, you are not just changing your thoughts. You are changing your entire state of being. The Bible says in Proverbs 18:21, "The tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit." Your words shape your destiny. Just as Jesus spoke life into those he healed, you must speak life into yourself. With each declaration, you are not merely hoping for change, you are commanding it. Trust in the power God has given you to transform your mind, your body, and your reality. Catch your automatic negative self-talk the moment you hear yourself say, "I can't," or "This is too hard." Stop immediately. Replace those words with, "I am capable," or "I find solutions easily." Don't let a single negative thought slip by unchallenged. Every thought matters. Every word counts. The evening protocol is where the magic of consolidation happens. Between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m., your brain naturally begins to process the day's experiences. This is when you review and reinforce. Sit quietly for 15 minutes. Place your hand on your heart. Again, review your day's victories, no matter how small. Speak to yourself with gratitude and anticipation. Tell yourself, "Today I created new neural pathways. Today I changed my future." By following this process with consistency and emotional intensity, you're not just engaging in positive thinking, you're rewiring your brain, reshaping your energy field, and stepping into a new reality. Every word, every thought, every emotion is a step toward becoming the person you're meant to be. Today, I stepped closer to my new reality. Tomorrow will bring even greater transformation. Feel the truth of these words in your body and let the emotion build. This emotional state is crucial for neural consolidation. The Bible reminds us in Philippians 4:8, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. Aligning our thoughts with God's truth helps us break free from limiting beliefs and step into a renewed mind. Instead of dwelling on negativity, we must focus on gratitude, hope, and faith. Here's why these timing windows are so critical. Your brain operates on natural cycles of peak receptivity. By aligning your self-talk practice with these windows, you're maximizing the impact of every word you speak to yourself. You're working with your brain's natural rhythm instead of against it. During these days, it's essential to maintain what I call state management. This means being constantly aware of your emotional state. If you feel yourself slipping into old patterns, use your breath. Take 3 deep breaths and remind yourself, "I am in the process of transformation." Every moment is an opportunity to reinforce my new reality. Keep a small notebook with you. Every time you catch yourself in negative self-talk, write it down. Then, write down its replacement. This isn't just busy work, it's creating a physical record of your transformation. It's making the invisible visible. Each night before you sleep, review these notes and speak the new empowering statements. One last time. Let them be the final thoughts in your mind as you drift off to sleep. Your subconscious mind will work with these thoughts all night long. Proverbs 18:21 says, "The tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat its fruit." This verse reminds us that the words we speak, especially to ourselves, shape our destiny. By consciously choosing empowering words, we are aligning with the divine truth of who we are meant to be. Remember, these 3 days are not about perfection. They're about direction. You might slip back into old patterns of thinking that's normal. But as 2 Corinthians 5:17 teaches, if anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come. The old is gone. The new is here. Keep pressing forward, knowing that transformation is a journey, not a single moment. The key is to catch yourself faster each time and redirect your self-talk immediately. This is a full immersion experience. You are not just changing a few thoughts. You are creating a new neural architecture. You are building new neural networks that will support your new reality. Every word you speak to yourself during these 3 days is either reinforcing this new architecture or falling back into old patterns. Do not underestimate the power of these specific time windows. They are like portals of opportunity where your brain is most receptive to new programming. Use them fully. Make every moment count. These 3 days can literally reshape your brain's circuitry if you follow this protocol with unwavering consistency. Let's explore what is actually happening in your body when you begin this new pattern of self-talk. This is not just a mental exercise. You are literally changing your biology with every word you speak to yourself. Your body is a complex chemical factory, and your thoughts are the factory manager. When you achieve heart-brain coherence through positive self-talk, something remarkable occurs. Your heart starts producing a rhythmic pattern that scientists can measure. This is not metaphorical. It is measurable electromagnetic energy. Your heart has its own nervous system, sending more signals to your brain than your brain sends to your heart. When you place your hand on your heart and speak to yourself with kindness and power, your heart rhythm becomes more ordered and coherent. This coherent state sends signals to your brain that say, all is well. Your brain responds by reducing the production of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. This is why you feel a physical sense of calm power when you speak to yourself with intention, but it goes even deeper. As your stress hormones decrease, your body starts producing what I call the chemicals of possibility: dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and endorphins. These are not just feel-good chemicals. They are signals that tell your genes to express themselves differently. You are literally changing your genetic expression through your self-talk. Think about this. Every cell in your body has receptors that respond to these chemicals. When you tell yourself, I am powerful, I am capable, I am worthy, you are not just saying words, you are creating a cascade of biological changes. Your cells begin to vibrate at a different frequency. They literally tune themselves to a new energetic signature. This aligns perfectly with biblical teachings. Proverbs 18:21 states, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit." Your words have the power to shape your reality. When you speak life, you are aligning with God's promises. Additionally, Philippians 4:8 teaches us to think about whatever is true, noble, right, pure, lovely, and admirable. When we focus our thoughts on these virtues, our entire being shifts toward divine alignment. This is why people who master their self-talk often report feeling physically different. Their energy changes, their presence changes, even their facial expressions change. They are not just thinking differently, they are becoming biologically transformed. By embracing this process and speaking words of faith, power, and transformation, you are stepping into the abundant life that God has planned for you. Your cells are always listening to your self-talk. When you consistently speak to yourself with power and purpose, your cells begin to expect these new chemical states. They start to crave the feel-good chemicals instead of the stress chemicals. This is how lasting transformation happens at the cellular level. The energy frequency of your cells changes based on your thoughts and words. When you are in a state of fear or doubt, your cells vibrate at a lower frequency. But when you shift your self-talk to words of power and possibility, your cellular frequency increases. This is not mystical, it is measurable. When your cells vibrate at these higher frequencies, they become more efficient at everything they do. They communicate better, repair themselves better, and even replicate better. You are literally upgrading your biological software through your self-talk. This is why consistency is so crucial. Every time you catch yourself in negative self-talk and shift to positive, intentional self-talk, you are not just changing your mood, you are changing your biology. You are teaching your cells a new way of being. The reduction in stress hormones also profoundly impacts your immune system. When you are not flooding your body with stress chemicals, your immune system functions better. Your body can focus on repair and regeneration instead of constantly responding to perceived threats. Remember, your body does not know the difference between real and imagined stress. When you tell yourself, I can't handle this, or this is too much, your body responds as if you are in actual danger. But when you shift your self-talk to, I am capable and I handle challenges with ease, your body responds by creating an internal environment of strength and resilience. You are not just changing your mind, you are changing your entire biological system. Every word you speak to yourself is either moving you toward optimal cellular function or away from it. There is no neutral self-talk. Every internal dialogue is creating biological change. The Bible reminds us of the power of words. Proverbs 16:24 states, gracious words are a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and healing to the bones. This verse highlights how positive and intentional words not only uplift the spirit, but also bring healing to the body. Similarly, Philippians 4:8 encourages us to focus on whatever is true, noble, right, pure, lovely, and admirable, because our thoughts shape our reality. Let me tell you something vital. When you start this new pattern of self-talk, your body is going to fight you. You will feel uncomfortable. You will feel fake. Your mind will try to pull you back to your familiar patterns. This is not weakness. It is your body's chemical addiction to your old emotional states. Your body has become addicted to your familiar emotional patterns. It has been getting regular doses of certain chemicals, stress, worry, self-doubt, and like any addict, it is going to demand its fix. When you start feeding it new chemicals through your new self-talk, it is going to resist. This resistance is not just psychological, it is biological. Romans 12:2 urges us, do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. This renewal is exactly what happens when you choose to consciously change your self-talk. As you align your words with faith and positivity, your mind, body, and spirit begin to transform, leading you toward a life of greater peace, health, and purpose. These moments of discomfort are reminders. This feeling of resistance is actually a sign that change is happening. It is like muscle soreness after a workout. It means you are breaking down old patterns to build new ones. The discomfort you feel is the sensation of your neural networks reorganizing themselves. You might hear a voice in your head saying, "This isn't working," or "You're fooling yourself." Recognize this for what it is: your old programming fighting to survive. Your old self-talk patterns are like deeply worn paths in your brain. When you try to create new paths, the old ones will call to you. Here is what is really happening. Every time you resist the pull of your old emotional addiction and stick with your new self-talk, you are strengthening new neural pathways. You are literally rewiring your brain. The discomfort you feel is temporary. It is the labor pain of your new self being born. Watch for signs of transformation. They might be subtle at first. You might notice you are sleeping better, your energy might shift, or you might find yourself sitting straighter, breathing deeper without even trying. These are signs that your new self-talk is taking root at a biological level. The wall of doubt you will likely hit around day 2 is not a sign to stop. It is a sign you are breaking through. This is when your body's emotional addiction is fighting hardest. This is when you might feel tired, irritable, or even want to quit. Push through. This resistance is your old identity struggling to hold on while your new identity is being born. You will know transformation is happening when you start catching your negative self-talk more quickly, when you find yourself naturally redirecting to empowering thoughts without conscious effort. This is your new neural wiring growing stronger, your new programming taking hold. Remember, discomfort is fleeting, but transformation is permanent. Each time you feel resistance and choose your new self-talk anyway, you are not just changing your thoughts, you are physically altering your brain structure. You are literally becoming a different person at the cellular level. The key is to stay committed, especially when it feels hardest. When every fiber of your being wants to revert to old patterns, that is when you are on the verge of a breakthrough. That is when transformation is closest. Do not let temporary discomfort rob you of lasting change. This is not about feeling good all the time. It is about remaining devoted to your new self-talk, even when it feels difficult. That is what creates lasting change. That is what builds an enduring new reality. The Bible teaches in Romans 12:2, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." This is exactly what you are doing. Your mind is being renewed, and through this, your entire life will be transformed. Jesus faced trials, yet he remained steadfast in his purpose. Likewise, you must push through resistance, knowing that on the other side lies the version of yourself that God intended you to be. Neural pathways, that's what transforms your biology at its core. When you change your self-talk, you're not just altering yourself, you're reshaping the entire field of possibilities around you. This isn't merely personal development, it's quantum transformation that influences every aspect of your life and impacts everyone around you. Notice what happens in your relationships. When you speak to yourself differently, you'll show up in new ways. People will respond to you differently because they'll sense the shift in your energy before you even speak. Your very presence will begin to influence the rooms you walk into. This isn't magic. It's the power of coherent energy transforming your quantum field. In your professional life, opportunities will begin to manifest where none seemed to exist before, not because the world has changed, but because your new self-talk has attuned you to possibilities you previously overlooked. You'll find yourself making decisions with greater clarity, speaking with more authority, and leading with greater confidence. Your new internal dialogue will begin to create new external realities. Your health will shift as well. When you transform your self-talk, you transform your stress response. Your immune system will strengthen, your sleep will deepen, and your digestion will improve. Many people even report that the chronic conditions they've struggled with for years start to resolve. This isn't mere coincidence. It's the power of your new biology expressing itself through quantum entanglement. Your transformation radiates into the field of infinite possibilities around you. Every thought you think, every word you speak to yourself sends ripples into the quantum field. You become a broadcast antenna emitting new frequencies that attract corresponding experiences and opportunities. The Bible reminds us in Proverbs 23:7, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." This means our thoughts shape our reality. When we align our self-talk with faith and positivity, we step into the abundant life that God has planned for us. Just as Jesus taught about faith moving mountains, Matthew 17:20, our belief in new possibilities transforms the world around us. You'll start noticing synchronicity, meaningful coincidences that align with your new way of being. The right people will show up. The right opportunities will appear. Doors will open that you didn't even know existed. This isn't luck. It's quantum mechanics in action. You're tuning yourself to a new frequency of possibility. Your new self-talk isn't just changing your mind. It's reshaping the very fabric of your reality. You are no longer the same person who started this process. Your DNA is expressing itself differently. Your energy field is vibrating differently. You're becoming someone who naturally attracts new and better experiences. Romans 12:2 encourages us, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." This means our transformation isn't just personal, it's spiritual. When we shift our thinking, we allow God's perfect will to manifest in our lives. This is why this work is so vital. You're not just changing your life, you're altering the field of possibilities for everyone around you. Your transformation becomes a catalyst for others. Your new way of being creates ripples that inspire change in those you encounter, a template that makes it easier for others to transform as well. This is how real change spreads in the world, one person's transformed self-talk at a time. Right now, at this moment, you stand at the threshold of transformation. Not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. Every moment you delay is a moment reinforcing old patterns. Every second you hesitate is a second you choose your old self over the infinite possibilities of your new self. Tomorrow morning, when you open your eyes, you will have a decision to make. Will you fall back into your old patterns of self-talk? Or will you start the most important conversation of your life, the one that will literally reshape your brain, rewrite your biology, and reconstruct your reality? Here's what you will do the moment you wake up. Before your feet even touch the floor, place your hand over your heart. Feel its steady rhythm. Take 3 deep breaths and begin a new dialogue with yourself. Say these words with every ounce of conviction you can muster. Today I step into my new reality. Today my thoughts create my future. Today I become the person I know I can be. Do not just recite these words, feel them resonate in every cell of your body. Let them vibrate through your being. Let them shake loose everything that no longer serves you, old stories, old limitations, old patterns of self-talk. Let them fall away like autumn leaves, making room for new growth. The universe is waiting for you to make this decision. The quantum field is ready to respond to your new energy signature. Every cell in your body is prepared to begin this transformation, but you must take the first step. You must begin this new conversation with yourself. This principle aligns deeply with biblical teachings. Romans 4:17 tells us that God calls into being things that were not. Your words have the power to create your reality. When you declare truth over your life, you align with the divine process of transformation. Proverbs 23:7 reinforces this, saying, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he." Your thoughts and self-talk are not just reflections of who you are. They are blueprints for who you are becoming. Imagine where you will be 3 days from now. Picture who you will become. Think of how different your world will look after just 3 days of powerful, intentional self-talk. Consider the ripple effects this will create in every area of your life. This is not just about changing your thoughts. It is about reshaping your destiny. It is about stepping into the version of yourself you have always known was possible. It is about becoming the person who effortlessly attracts success, health, love, and abundance. The time is now. Not after this session. Not after you feel more prepared. Not after you think you are ready. Now, begin this new conversation with yourself right now. Let this be the moment you look back on and say, that's when everything changed. That's when I began creating my new reality. Your new life is waiting. Your new self is calling. Your new reality is ready. All that is required is for you to start. Begin this conversation with yourself now. Let's begin.